Hello, welcome back to Ghost Trick. Let's continue. Just a moment, my mouse is being weird. Ling kept her promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Hello? This is Jode. Sissel, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk. We'll be waiting for you. Trace complete. You got a new phone number. Control room. Well, you better... Well, you better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, it looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. At the other end of the phone line, I'm finally gonna find all my answers. I better go. A single telephone line connects me and the other Sissel. But that single line spreads out like a spider's web to ensnare the fates of many people. And I just reached the center of the web. Welcome to Yona, Detective Jode. My detective sense must have gotten rusty. I didn't even sense your presence here in the dark. That's because I switched the power of my mask off, Detective Jode. I used your phone. I hope you don't mind. Egad, I never thought you'd track us here, especially seeing as you're death row inmates. Well, I'm eagerly surprised that's your choice of transportation. A submarine, eh? But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew where the Yona was going to surface, confound it. We detectives have a little say. If there's something you want to know about a case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. I have a little something for you. Carbonella has given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always prove useful. This one was a radio receiver that was made to look like a pocket watch. Yes, Inspector Carbonella. I hear he's an excellent investigator. By the way, where's that man in red? I know he's on this submarine somewhere. Ah, Sissel, you mean? You can relax. That's nothing but his shell. His shell, huh? His spirit isn't here right now. most likely right about now, he's controlling your daughter.
Please, I beg of you, let my daughter go. If you need a hostage, take me. Just please, let her go.
Ah. There's something our nation needs. Sissel has it. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Sissel has underestimated us. He left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? Our nation has already researched it. This project that Sissel has to offer. The source of his powers.
Whoa. What in the world was that?
The Temzik fragment. It gives spirits special powers. And now our deal with Sissel is concluded, as far as we're concerned.
What are you talking about?
Tisk tisk, what a mistake to make right at a critical moment. Now then, Detective Jode. Farewell. What in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jode, where did he go? What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. In any case, Lynn and the little lady should be here somewhere. I smell danger. I better find them fast. This phone isn't working anymore. I guess we can't leave the submarine. So, you're here, huh? It's Missile! Yes, I think even I remember who you are by now. What do you suppose that shock was a minute ago? I have no idea, of course. I'm just a little sheltered apartment dog. What with my loss of memory, I can't say I'm much better. Anyway, let's hurry up and go save Miss Lane and Miss Camila. Do you think that trusty nose of yours can sniff them out? I'm sorry to say I don't think it can. Why did I even bother to ask? But you do have the power to swap objects. So let's go find that lady detective and little lady together. You got it! The telephone is ringing. Wow! It's Miss Camila, I just know it. My trusty nose is practically screaming at me. I think you'd call it a mortgage. Anyway, let's get that phone before it stops ringing. You bet! Trick time. I think I just heard another explosion in the distance. I got a bad feeling about this. Sissel, look! That black hello! It came off the hook. Uh-oh. I better answer it fast. Major lag. Just a moment, I'm gonna close some programs. Hello? Is anybody there? It's her, the little lady. It's Sissel. Where are you? Somebody please answer. I guess she can't hear my voice. You too, huh? Oh good, I thought she was ignoring me. Somebody help me. Lynn is... She said Lynn. Miss Lynn! We better hurry. Let's go, Sissel! Oh no, nobody's answering. Miss Camila! And... Miss Lynn! Oh, poor Miss Lynn. Yeah, she can't seem to catch a break. Looks like another tragedy has happened. Sorry to keep you waiting, little lady. Sissy, I knew you'd come. Miss Camila! Miss Camila! And Missel, too. I'm so glad to see you're all right. Well, I wouldn't say I'm all right, actually. Hey, wait a minute. Missel, your voice. I think I remember hearing it somewhere before. What? My voice? That's right. Camila has a core now, so that means she did hear Missel's voice before, when he saved her that time. So it was you, wasn't it, Missel? You're the one who saved me in the park tonight. Thank you. Miss Camila! I'm so glad I was born your little doggy. Hey, Missel. Could you stay here and watch over your mistress for a while? Huh? But, don't you need my powers? I'll see what I can do on my own for a while. After all, you're the only one who can protect her. Okay, I'll do it. Thank you, Missel. I vow that I'll break the vow to never do a girl's voice again. Because I can't really help it. I wonder what happened this time. I better talk to the little lady a bit more. And then, I better do something about that lady detective. Can I talk to you for a minute? Yes, Sissy? Could you tell me what happened to you? What happened after I last saw you at your old house? Oh, let's see. After that, I think I fell asleep. I woke up to the sound of an engine. So she was already in the submarine by then. I thought to myself, I have to escape. Next thing I knew, I found myself in this big room. I was so tired I couldn't move. And then... Camila! I was so relieved. I don't remember what happened after that. She must have passed out, the poor thing. You've been through so much. You were very brave. I think Lynn's probably been through more than me. You've both been brave. Just a moment. I return! I'm sorry I can't help right now, Sissel. But I think I better stay with Miss Camila. Yeah, that's alright. I think so too. After all, you're the only one who can protect her. Oh, thank you! Sissel? Yes? Could you say that again? I really like the sound of that. Yeah, maybe later. Oh, boy. Oh, Cicely, you're here. Lynn, what in the world happened here? I don't know. Huh? I just sort of blacked out all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know in this case. Where's Detective Joad? Is he alright? I don't know. Huh? The room he was in just disappeared all of a sudden. Now it's making even less sense than before. After we left the super's office, we followed the man in red. We tracked him with that radio transmitter Inspector Cabanela fired into him with the bullet. The man in red took a boat out to sea from a small harbor on the edge of town. Detective Joad and I managed to secretly stow away on his boat. And then we sneaked onto the submarine with him when it surfaced. Before long, the submarine dove back down again. Detective Joad and I decided to split up. He would take care of the telephone line, and I would look for Camila. I found Camila hiding here in the engine room. She had escaped and run away here. Wow, that's quite an adventure. What happened next? I don't know. Huh? There was a flash of white all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead. Oh boy, sounds like I'd be quicker to see for myself. Four minutes before death. 4:22 a.m. Camila, are you okay? Camila! Hello, Lynn. Or is it Detective now? It's been 10 years since we last met. Are you really that man from the park 10 years ago? Well, I see there's no need to introduce myself. Give Camila back. She has nothing to do with any of this. Afraid I can't do that. This is my last chance. The phone is ringing. It's not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. The fact that you're here means that my revenge plan has failed. Revenge plan? It didn't happen tonight, did it? His execution. Well, knowing him, I expected half as much. That's why I was waiting here like this, waiting for him to show up. Wouldn't it just be what he wanted? To be executed by his own daughter? I heard about that 10 years ago. I feel sorry about what happened to you. But revenge? Nobody could possibly know what I've... What in the world? An explosion? Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. Have I been had? Look out! Revenge, huh? That's a feeling I just can't understand. Of course not. You're not him. She's right. I'm not him, am I? He was going to shoot Detective Joad as Camila when he came to rescue her. It's just too horrible. Anyway, let's bring you back to life. Again. You didn't have to add the again part. Trick time. So let's see, the cause of death this time was that mysterious explosion. You're pretty up for a dead woman. You know how detectives love a good mystery. It's like a shot of vitamins. For what do you mean? And what do you mean for a dead woman? Anyway, I guess we should look for a way to stop that explosion. Alright, let's do this thing. Finding clues is like a dose of minerals to a detective. I'm afraid with my memory loss, I have no idea what vitamins or minerals are. Shit. Oh yeah, I remember. Time skip. Trick time. It's no use. I can't get the line to work. That's funny. I thought I could use the phone in the past if someone was calling. What are you talking about? The receiver has to be off the hook first, silly. Well, don't look at me. I can't do it. I don't have any hands or feet right now. Somebody, please answer the phone. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Hey, we managed to knock down the receiver. Somehow managed? Who's to say that is not how I planned it? Come on, hurry! Now's your chance to get on the phone. It might be Detective Jode. Oh, she's right. I better check it out.
Hello? Anybody there? If anybody's still here, get yourself here on the double. We're about to head out. Speak up! Why don't you answer? Anyway, come if you're coming. We're leaving. So it must be true what they say, that there are restless ghosts on board.
New info has been added.
That does it. I promise to turn over a new leaf, Mom.
Who is he calling restless ghosts? Well, it's true, neither of one of us is really resting in peace. Anyway, it looks like the sub just lost one of its crew. I guess that means the fate of this sub has changed slightly. Fate changed. Sissel has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? It's Detective Jode! What's going on there? I saw this little deal go down once before. In just a moment, the man in red is going to get his Temsic tank fragment taken away. Trick time. I don't get it. What's happening? They decided to conclude the deal without the other party present. They're just going to go ahead and steal the Temsic fragment. Huh? But that's cheating! I think we have more important things to think about right now. Where's that Temsic fragment going to go? Nothing's happening. I'm sure it should do something. Maybe it's kind of an ornament. It won't budge. Maybe it's broken. Oh, well, I guess I don't have to lower it right now. I mean, even if I ever had to move it, I could probably get Lynn to do it for me. the Temsic fragment! You're mine at last! The objective has been achieved. Now we detach the control room as planned.
Yes, sir. Farewell, sir.
Sissel, what just happened? The whole room! It just disappeared with Detective Jode in it!
Don't worry, Lynn. I bet Detective Jode can take care of himself. The main thing right now is rescuing you and the little lady.
I can't believe this is happening.
Now then, I better hurry along before Sissel discovers what he has lost and comes after me. Leona will be his coffin.
May it lie buried here in the deep sea forever. Farewell, Sissel.
Aha! So that's the cause of the giant explosion. Huh? What is? Well, don't tell me that's another thing you've forgotten. It's a torpedo! It's like... Well, you've heard of a missile before, haven't you? Yeah, sure. But a different missile comes to mind, readily to mind. It looks like he plans to sink the submarine with that thing. This is not good. We have to do something before that torpedo is fired. There's no time, it's gonna launch.
Don't worry, we can still find a way to stop it.
What? How? Even if the torpedo does launch, we just have to stop it from detonating, right? There's still something we can do. I hope. Why was that "I hope" at the end of the strongest part of the sentence? Okay, here goes. Came along for the ride without giving it too much thought. But was this really the best move?
I think so. We just have to keep it from going off, right?
I'm sure this poor little rat will thank us too. How in the world did it get here? Trick time. Huh. So this looks like just the thing. If we clamp this on the fuse, it should keep it from moving. What does that mean exactly? It means we might be able to stop the torpedo from exploding with this. I have to admit, I don't understand all the details, but I do want to give it a try. But before we can do that, it looks like we have to get something out of the way first, huh? Do you know how a torpedo works? No, I can't say I do. Wow, detectives sure know a lot. I saw it explained once in a book. On impact, the fuse in the tip is depressed. And that, in turn, sets off the detonator. The detonator, huh? That must be the red button. So how do we stop it? They didn't explain anything about that in the book. Wow, detectives sure know a lot. Or not.
I
think these outside parts are supposed to be weights of some sort. The spinning black things, right? Apparently, their spinning helps the torpedo maintain its balance. They must be pretty heavy. I wonder if we can use these weights to our advantage somehow. Great, we dumped the little creature off. Wow, those weights were heavy enough to turn the whole torpedo over. Now for the safety device. Right. Huh, just for shits and giggles. This is probably the detonator. Hey, don't press it! The torpedo will explode! Uh-oh. Better be careful. But you know, there should be a safety device around here somewhere. Safety device, huh? That sounds promising. We have to put the device on safety before this thing blows up. And I could have completed this all before that timer popped up. Oh well, the shits and giggles were worth it. There, we clamped the safety device on. We did it! That should keep this torpedo from exploding. But there's just one problem. Problem? What's that? The torpedo is still going to impact. We can't do anything about that. Uh-oh. What was that noise? Looks like the torpedo's still hitting the submarine. But it looks like the submarine is still okay. This changes everybody's fate, including the little rats. Sissel, we did it! Fate averted. What's the matter? You look unhappy. We stopped the torpedo from blowing up, but we still opened a gaping hole in the submarine. You're right. I guess that's what missiles do. They're unstoppable. Huh? Am I hearing things? Anyway, I guess we better get back to the present as quickly as we can. Right. I'm worried about Camila. We managed to stop death for now, but it hasn't disappeared altogether. It's now, slowly but surely, filling the room. Uh-oh. Water is seeping in through the hole where the torpedo hit. I've got to get them out of here. I better go meet up with Lynn. Trick time. The lights went out, but this machine apparently still works. Unfortunately, I guess it won't run for very long. Maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. Trick time. I better hurry over to Lynn. It's not safe to stay here. And I just don't have the power to stop that water from coming in. Lynn. Camille, you're awake! How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about that. That wasn't you. Miss Camila! Oh, Missile, you're here. Oh, poor Miss Camila! Miss Lynn, what should we do? We have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Sissel should be along any second. I knew Sissy would come. And Missy is here too! I'm so happy everyone's going to be with me now. Just a moment, I'm being called again. Camila! Miss Camila! I'll get you out of here. If it's the last thing I do. Oh, I think I'm going to cry. Or whimper, as the case may be. I better send a signal to Lynn that I'm here, before it's too late. Trick time. Oh, look at that flashlight. It's Sissel. He's here. Up you go. Ugh. I'm glad you're here, Sissel. Sorry for the wait. Looks like this room is gonna fill up with water fast. We better get out that door as quick as we can. We won't be getting out that door, I'm afraid. The water pressure is too great already. I can't open it. What? What does water pressure mean? Think of it as the force of water holding the door closed. The water level keeps getting higher and higher in here. So the only way out of here is up, huh? Exactly. Okay, got it. Well, let's look for a path that goes up. Hey, look at that ladder. Wonder if we can get it down somehow. Good idea. Let's try it. Oh, and by the way... Yes? I can't swim. Neither can Camila. Don't you have any good news for me? Let me think about it. In the meantime, could you hurry, please? Trick time. There must be a switch or something somewhere that lowers the ladder. Provided the person who designed the sub didn't miscalculate the ladder length. I didn't even consider that possibility. And I have to warn you, I can't swim. Neither can Camila. Yeah, you already told me. Am I? It's about here. Can't go there. Can't go here. I better leave the flashlight on. If I turn it off now, Lynn won't be able to see. You did it, Sissel. Thanks. Eek! Oh, I cannot scream like it. I should never do that again. Never try. Never, ever. What was that? It looks like the water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Huh? Sissel, the flashlight doesn't work anymore. Hey, don't get mad at me. Maybe the contacts are bad or something. Hey, I know. You can fix it with your powers. Okay, now that's just taking things too far. Trick time. Oh, hey, great. Did you used to be an electrician in your past life or something? That's a cruel question, considering the circumstances. Now, all we have to do is get to that door and we're safe. Oh gods. Oh gods, oh gods, oh gods, oh gods. Ye gods! Shit. Ow. What happened now? It looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs. Can't believe that we're still okay after that fall. Either we're really lucky, or we're dead and we just haven't realized it yet. Come on now, as if the latter could be true. What now? The water level is sure rising fast. Come on. You'll just have to go up to the top. Let's see how I can help with my ghost tricks. Trick time. Well, well. I think I see a familiar flame over there.
Sissel, there you are! How's it going?
How's it going? I'd say it was going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous this situation is, don't you?
Of course, after all. Just ask anybody who knows me how much I hate taking a bath.
Maybe he's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these ladies?
Of course!
Trick time. There, how about that?
Wow, this is great. You made a staircase for me.
You better hurry. I don't think that water is gonna wait for you. Utterly convenient water rise. Oh damn.
Ow!
Now this steam is getting in the way. It's too hot to get through. What? There's no way to go around either. Think you can do something?
Of course we can!
We have to. Trick time.
Look at this! I swapped the pipes!
Changes how the steam comes out, huh? Oh, I get it, because the cracks in each pipe is different, huh? So each pipe sprays out steam in a different way, eh? I bet that will come in handy. Come now, it didn't let me grab the trick button. Damn it. Oh, damn. Thank you for putting the pressure on me.
Here comes that water again. Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you. No, Missile, it's too salty.
I think the more relevant point is he's dead, so he can't drink it.
Whatever. Just do something about this steam. Leave it to us, Miss Lynn.
Thanks, Missile. There. There, how does that look?
It looks all great. All that horrible steam is out of the way.
Okay, it's not far now. Try and move forward.
Ow!
Look up there. If I can just make it to that door, we can escape. How in the world am I going to get up there? Don't yell at me.
If you want to yell, you can yell at me. Missile, how can I yell at you when you're so sweet about it?
I think you just did.
Let's look for something to pull Miss Lynn up with.
Yes, something to whisk Miss Lynn up and glide her ever so gently to the top with.
Hey, are you being sarcastic?
Trick time.
Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. Okay, rise away.
Ever convenient water rising.
Sorry, I can't open it. I can't do it. Open it! Hurry!
Is that any way to ask for something?
Missile! It's Missile!
Missile travels so fast. It's no use. I can't budge it. It must be stuck. Oh no. No! This way. Hey! What just happened? I can't believe my eyes. Lynn and the little lady suddenly vanished, leaving only darkness and seawater. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea. But I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. I still want to head up to find a single ray of light. Light to illuminate the truth at the bottom of this deep, deep darkness. I ain't stopping there. Saving, though. We're nearing the end. Chapter 17, 5:10 a.m. The upended submarine continues to sink, slowly but surely. They spelled surely wrong. Ha 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 ha. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and the salt water closing in on them. But at the very last second, something saved them. Now, it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? I will not scream. It won't work. Convenient sunglasses. I see you managed to survive, detective. Hey, you're... Excuse my appearance, I seem to have lost my body. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course. What else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who in the world are you? Sissel, look at you. What happened? I can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. And you can't remember who you are. That's right. I came all this way tonight, trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit tonight, I thought I was you, Sissel. Sissel? My name isn't Sissel. I bet you'll remember really soon. Who you are and who I am, too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind. A memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. The engine room is destroyed. There's a hole in the hull and it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had a deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now.
The Temzik fragments.
I didn't know they had it all figured out.
You mean they figured out the source of your powers?
Yeah, the meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time.
If you don't mind, we'd like to hear a bit more.
These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research. And I think I've got some of it figured out. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special powers, like possessing and manipulating objects.
And in my case, swapping objects.
Exactly. Apparently, there are individual differences in the powers we get, and it seems these powers change as time goes by.
They do?
Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I could only manipulate small living creatures. Now then, how do you suppose I got these powers? It's simple.
It is? How then?
In a nutshell, we die while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. Its radiation.
What is that?
That's what it does? Dying while being exposed to the radiation? On that day 10 years ago. A fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart, and I died. And so, of course, I received special powers.
Hey, wait a minute! Is that how I got my powers, too? You know, you might be right. Aren't the Temzik fragments still right there in the park, at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation, too.
Another effect of the meteorite's radiation has on us is that it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear.
So the fact that I can return to 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of that meteorite?
One of the characteristics of the meteorite is the ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death?
This is all so strange and confusing. I can't take it all in. It about makes as much sense to me as anything else.
Yeah, strange and confusing. That just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my existence is a contradiction.
What do you mean?
That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moments that separated my life and death.
What?
My body's vital functions stopped 10 years ago. My body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death.
Time just stopped, huh?
So I simply existed. Not really alive and not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day. My hair? It hasn't grown an inch.
Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut the guy's body with the scalpel. So I guess, as soon as an incision is made, his body would be regenerated. Wow!
Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives.
Our lives?
As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate.
Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping?
It all went fine. I manipulated the Justice Minister and made him issue the execution order, but I thought he might call off the execution at the last second.
So that's why you wanted to kidnap his daughter.
But they kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did they know, they had their own reasons for cooperating with me.
Huh?
Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Temzik. Detective Jode was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Inspector Cabanela and that junkyard super. They were slated to be wiped out too. And as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So they stole my Temsic fragment, and here I am. But they have one more, final target. You, Detective. Me? You weren't there if you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago. I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay. But I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, and you become a detective looking into Jode's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago, so of course you didn't recognize me. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to completely control somebody. The aim was off, and the first shot missed the mark. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan, anyway. They had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. I showed up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that, but then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha. The inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsic meteorite. Because you were looking into Jode's case. They thought you would find out about Temsic sooner or later. That's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is to wait for the water pressure to crush the submarine. Oh no. There are no cores that link from here to the water's surface. I have an idea! We hook up the phone line and... There are no communication cables down this deep. They meant for the submarine to be a coffin. A coffin for my death. Yeah, there's no escape. I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling, cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Camila? Is it true? We're stuck here? What? If my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camila, I'm so sorry. Huh, that's funny. What is it, Sissel? There's something I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsic fragment and escape if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison your body off into sea? That's a good question. But I guess it doesn't matter why now. We'll never find it again. We have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute! Yes, we do! This will tell us where Detective Jode is. That present from the inspector in white. That's right, Detective Jode told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in this person's body in the command room, right? And we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But, even if we find out where it is, will we get there?
We should be able to figure something out between the three of us, with our powers, right, Miss Lynn?
Right. Oh, we have a minute? Oh, wait a minute. What about a torpedo? A torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. Looks like Detective Jode is our last hope. Come on, let's get started. Trick time. So, his shell is definitely there in the command room, right? Just without the fragment. It's there, yeah, but I don't know about calling it a shell. Detective Jode's watch will tell us exactly where it is. Right, he said it was a radio receiver, didn't he? There might be another torpedo on the submarine. If we use it, we can get to Detective Jode. That's a brilliant plan, Detective. You think so? So what are you gonna do? Ride on top of the torpedo? Of course not! You guys are going to go. Darn, I kinda wanted to see that. Did you want to see me drown? So my dad isn't here on the submarine? Don't worry, we're going to go get him right now. Okay. I hope I didn't hurt Lynn's feelings. What I said about my dad saving us if he was here.
Oh, don't worry about that. Comments like that just roll off Miss Lynn's back. She's like really thick-skinned.
Ouch. I'm going to start being tougher too. I want to make my dad proud of me.
Miss Camila.
I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, Camila. Why is this machine shoving grapes at me? Well, this looks like the private captain of the top officer, doesn't it? This machine is probably for feeding him grapes while he lays in bed.
Oh, it sounds heavenly!
I've been thinking about this for a while now, but don't you think that the country's use of technology is just a little off? Says the guy who made a deal with said country. Anyway, it looks like the arm of this machine is a bit busted. Torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out.
Oh, I get it. You're going to use a missile to ram into the control room.
Well, I don't know about ram. We don't want to blow up Detective Jode, but something like that. We'll climb on board the torpedo room, too. Up is definitely safer. Okay, I'll see you there then. Looks like the torpedoes will be launched manually with these 3 switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube.
When it comes to missiles, you can count on me.
I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. And I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now.
Okay, let's try it.
Good luck.
I will. What will happen to these 2 ladies?
I think that it's up to us and our powers.
What?
This is no time to be standing around, unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength missile?
Me? Of course I will. Count on it.
How's it going there? I'm just calculating the command room's coordinates now. I have to put in a slight offset, though. Don't want to blow it up. I'm sure Detective Joe would appreciate that. Well, let's leave this to me. Good luck with loading the missile. Okay, thanks. The switch won't budge. Maybe it's broken. But I don't think the entire device is broken, though. It would probably work just fine if I could only move this switch. We just have to find a way to move it somehow. But I can't do it with my powers alone. How's it going there? Oh, okay. Trick time. The phone line to the engine room isn't working right now. All that water probably damaged the line. I guess I don't need to go back there anyway. Trick time. I remember. Silly me. I'm so silly, stupid sometimes. Obvious answers are obvious. There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable. All set on this end, too. But something's odd. What is? The command room. Looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, it's like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. Right, okay. Hop onto the missile. I'll launch it for you. Okay, thanks. Trick time. I've already set the torpedo's course. It'll head toward the command room where Detective Joe is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. That instant will be your opportunity to jump over to the command room. Okay, got it. And then we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. Okay, come on, Missile. Missile?
I'm sorry, I can't go.
What?
I can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camila behind. I can't do it.
Missile? I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel. I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels. I want you to go, Missile. What? But, Miss Lynn! You staying here won't change our fate, but if you go with Sissel, you might be able to do something about that. And that's our only hope. But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never, ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camila. I know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camila! That's a good boy, Missile. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. Sissel? Yes? We never found out who you really were, but that doesn't matter now. All I know is I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. But we're going to see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right. We promise, little lady. Of course we will! I'll never forget you. No matter what happens. Here goes then. Good luck, friend. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light of hope reach this far down into the deep sea? Before I can think of an answer, the 12 seconds are up. Cutscenes kill my computer, it seems. Detective Jode! I bet that big masked man did this! I'm going to bite him! You better not. You might break your teeth. The command room has lost its power and is sinking. So I wonder what the masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jode! Trick time. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jode.
Who are you?
Are you Sissel? Please excuse my appearance.
I can't believe you made it here. How is Camila? And what about Lynn?
Well, it's kind of a long story. I told Detective Jode about everything that happened on the submarine, Yona.
So the submarine is badly damaged. Why would he do that to his own submarine?
I wish I knew. I know the answer to that one. It's because he's afraid of my powers. You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jode.
Are you Yomiel?
So you remember me, do you?
How could I possibly forget?
So that's your real name, huh? Yomiel. That's right. But those people on the Yona, they were calling you Sissel. That was just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find my true identity all night.
Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you, right, Detective Jode?
Right. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you?
System engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know?
Well, it's kinda hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers.
I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top-secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the program as an agent of the government.
Doesn't that sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about?
To me, it was just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me I'd ever have to deal with spies.
It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect.
It was the guy who built the core of the system.
The police arrested you, and then that incident happened.
He escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as a hostage. And by the way, Detective Jode, when was it that I was proven innocent?
About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Yo-Yo.
10 years ago. My soul was split from my body and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world. No question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of my time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right, sinking slowly toward the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. And I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering.
And so that's why you ordered Alma.
That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt.
What?
It was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned with infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal.
There's something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers will be very, very valuable to them, but what would you get out of the deal?
A new life.
Life?
I would ask them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they help me with my revenge plot, and the second was a rebirth of me.
Rebirth? A new beginning, eh?
I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity of an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me, and finally, I wanted to die surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for.
A completely man-made life.
That's right. I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I know it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And then, they even figured out what Temsik was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this? None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of the Temsik meteorite from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. By Inspector Cabanela and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then, they decided to put the park under surveillance. Just in case. Surveillance, huh? It just looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there all the time. What? Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain odd person. That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale.
So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsik meteorite.
And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsik meteorite. So that's it, eh?
So, the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh?
Yeah, it's the ending I deserve.
But at least there's one thing you must be happy about.
What's that?
You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever.
Well, shall we get started?
Started with what?
Bringing Detective Joe back to life, of course. What? What good will that do now?
But we promised! We promised Miss Len and Miss Camila we'd save them!
And we can't do that without you, Detective Joe. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now.
Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us.
Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. Well then, folks, it's time for shit to get real. I like that phrase, don't I? I say it a lot. 4 minutes before death.
So, where are we headed?
We are not headed anywhere, Detective.
What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective.
We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective.
What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too.
By the way, I am not human, Detective. I am a remote-controlled robot, Detective.
What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off.
We get that a lot, Detective.
Why go to all the trouble to do this? There's nothing but a shell here. It's hardly a threat anymore.
Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective.
Possibility? What are you talking about?
There's no need for you to know, Detective.
Now is the time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Camila, forgive me.
It isn't over yet.
It isn't?
Remember what that big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small.
possibility.
In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning this situation around.
Trick time. Huh?
What is it, detective?
Look at Yomiel's shell.
There's no aura emanating from his body.
Of course there isn't. The Temzik fragment is gone.
Could this change in this shell give us some kind of lead?
I figured it out. I know with this possibility, no matter how small it is, that they are afraid of.
What is it?
My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temzik.
His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death.
Right. But not anymore. The Temzik fragment has been taken away.
Exactly. So what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore.
The moment the Temzik fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse.
So, let's see. That means we can't go back? We can go back? Back to 4 minutes before your death?
But, wait a minute. Exactly when is that death? That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there. Let's move!
So, let's savor the moment. I love this music. Just kidding.
Let's go back a crapload of time. But first...
I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever. And then I saw it. The final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. The final journey to the truth starts now. So, what do they see when they've finally gone back through time? Back to Yomiel's death? We'll find out on the last part of Ghost Trick. Thank you. See you next time.